Glencore's McArthur River mine is located in the remote Northern Territory of Australia, about 40 kilometres upstream of the Indigenous town of Borroloola. It's the most toxic mine in Australia and is right now causing the destruction of an entire river system which has sustained a way of life for over 60,000 years. The traditional owners from that area have been fighting against damage that's been caused by this mine for over 40 years and have been ridden roughshod time and time again by both the mining company and multiple levels of government who have been lobbied and influenced by Glencore. The problems really began at the mine site when, in the mid-2000s, the mine decided it was going to divert a major tropical river and very important cultural site full of songlines and sacred sites to make way for an open-cut mine in the old riverbed. Traditional owners took the mine and both the Northern Territory and federal governments to court to stop the river diversion because it would completely destroy sacred sites, songlines, cultural places and their way of life. Traditional owners were successful in both the Northern Territory Supreme Court and in the federal court. But the mine and the government intervened to override the court's decision in both cases, ignoring the wishes of traditional owners.
I started when my old people were still alive. They're all gone now. And I promise I'll keep on fighting until we get a better agreement from the mines and government to recognise Aboriginal people of this country.
Jack Green and Josie Davey Green are complete leaders of the movement to stop damage caused by Glencore's McArthur River mine.
It's very hard for us to try and explain to our kid how that river used to be before and where that old snake lied across there, you know. And then when they divert that river, that's where younger kids coming up and saying, "No, the river used to be river this way, Dad. What are you talking about?" You know. And we keep on telling them, "No, the river used to be here." And it make it very hard, so it sort of complicate the kid a bit more. They done the wrong thing by first up diverting that river. We tried to fight them, but they just went out and done it.
In 2006, the mine was given approval to divert the magnificent McArthur River, and that's when Jack Green and his wife Josie Green and their family started taking very, very strong action to try to stop the diversion, including through the courts and through protests and direct action, and have been really waging that fight ever since.
This river here is still part of that old rainbow snakes that comes around up through here, and it's also connected with kangaroo dreaming, all this river across here now while we're sitting here. That's why people don't understand how Aboriginal people connected to this land. We need to connect it through ceremony, through land, through trees and that water. We're all connected through that lines, yeah.
The thing that you need to realise about rivers in the Northern Territory of Australia is that they're absolutely vast, they're tropical, and you know, they carry massive amounts of water, particularly in the wet season when we see huge volumes of water and rainfall. And the McArthur River is unique in that it's actually located, the mine site itself, in the middle of a vast floodplain that is up to 4 kilometres wide in parts. So to even think about diverting and changing the course of a river like that is almost inconceivable. But that's exactly what the mining company did. They proposed that they would divert this river for a length of about 6 kilometres in order to build the open pit, which is absolutely huge, in the old riverbed because the ore was located under the riverbed and it was cheaper and more viable to divert the river and to dig in that riverbed and put mine infrastructure like the waste rock dump and the tailings storage facility very close by. And that has caused huge, huge environmental difficulties and problems ever since. Since we've seen the river diverted, there have been numerous environmental incidents. Cattle have been poisoned with lead. Fish and other aquatic species have also had high lead and metal contamination levels. The waste rock dump, where the mine is located, spontaneously combusted, sending toxic smoke into the air. And right now, acid mine drainage and metals are combusting inside mine infrastructure and seeping into groundwater.
The mines are not telling us anything about the lead, and we are so frightened to go fishing.
Josie Davey is a Minaringi, or owner, of the mine site, and that connection comes down her father's line, has been passed to her from generation to generation, and she has the right to speak for that country in combination with other custodians such as her Junkai, and to make decisions about that country. And Josie has felt continually over the years that she's not taken seriously, and her concerns about country are not being heard by Glencore or by the government.
That water that runs from the mine, we live on that food for our people. I've never been back fishing for nearly 2 years now. I'm just keeping away.
The biggest risk is that the McArthur River will actually take back its old course. If that happens, then the mine infrastructure will become flooded, the mine pit wall will collapse, and the McArthur River will be destroyed forever.
One day, I reckon, one day that river gonna go back to its same course. And Mother Nature will go through there.
We have no answers about how this mine will be closed, how it will be monitored after closure. Glencore has said that it will take 1,000 years of monitoring to be completely sure that the mine site has been remediated and is safe. By that stage, Glencore will have well and truly left the area and dissolved itself, and who will be left? Traditional owners, people of Borroloola, who have been living there already for 60,000 years.
But just like that old rusty nail, you put him on that roof there. When he get rusty, he start popping back up, you know. And he can't grip anymore, he start popping back up, and that's why Aboriginal people today, we start popping back up, you know. We need to fight it until we get a proper answer and proper agreement in place.
Glencore's treatment of Indigenous people has been so far below the most basic minimum standards that exist as a matter of general corporate practice in Australia, it's almost hard to describe.
Glencore is buying people. That's not the property of that country. They're handpicking people. We need them to understand, you know, this is Aboriginal country. That's our dreaming line runs through there. No, we don't know.
They have continually picked off individuals, divided and conquered, refused to do agreements, refused to get free, prior and informed consent, and manoeuvred to overcome traditional owners' opposition and concerns at every conceivable turn.
I want people to know and understand that they have dug up our dreaming. My totem, snake. I want everyone to know and understand that that is our country, our dreaming site. We want them to have more respect.